it when everybody was gathering at the San Jose Mission in Fremont. And since then, we've been attending Orthodox Church one or another. But we all fell in love with Father Leo, and he even brought the faith closer into our family as he became, you might say, a member of the family. So, as I'm navigating the topic off of me and on to Father Leo, I think it's time to pass the torch on at once.
My name is Maria Jordan, and I'm native Russian. I was born and raised there, and I was baptized when I was 15 because when I was born there, it was the Soviet Union, it was atheistic society. So when I was 15, I was actually baptized against my will. My family pushed me to get baptized. But miraculously, it's brought faith into my heart, and I have not stopped being Orthodox since that time.
Thank you, Marcia. Elizabeth?
My mom and dad.
This is mom and dad. How old are you, Elizabeth? 12. That's a good start. All right. Okay. And, Henrietta?
So I came by my interest initially. I came into a room and saw an icon that was riveted. I stopped in my tracks. It was, it's a modern one. It was silk screen, beautiful, and I was able to buy it. And then after a while, we were able to frame it in Berkeley, and we framed it traditionally with gold, with double gold, and then glass, and then gold inside. And when we went to pick it up, we noticed that there was a group of people who was kind of staring at us. And the story was that they thought that we had chosen all this gold for like a Puma picture or something. And they were all making fun of it, of this frame, because they hadn't looked at the icon. And when they pulled the icon out to see what they were making this frame for, they had all gotten riveted. And so they finished it up, and then they all came to look at us as we came to pick it up. So that was my first icon.
All right. Great. And I understand you're going to be with us Saturday for the workshop.
Yes.
I know it's unfair to expect the technical.
My name is Stan, and Father Leo baptized and christened my wife, and then he married us. And I came into it through my wife. She's Japanese, and since he spoke Japanese, it worked out very well.
So there, Father.
I'm Father Brown from St. Francis of Assisi on the east side of Livermore. Perhaps some of you know it. That's where St. Innocent used to be. Father Leo offered us first dibs on his on St. Innocent property, and we, through God's providence, were able to buy it.
Yep.
And he took all the windows out of it, though. So now we have to have him write another window
There you are.
for us to put in our church.
Okay.
Got it.
Let me know when.
8:15.
I'll get my brush and be right over. Oh, and Helen.
I'm Russian parents. I was Orthodox all my life. I know no other religion, and I don't need any other religion.
Have you ever been in Russia?
I've been as a tourist twice.
Have you ever been in China?
No, but my son did go to Shanghai, where I was born, and found the place, and he found the cathedral that is still standing there.
Yeah.
Of course, because all the murals, all the icons, everything is gone, all whitewashed. But the cupola
You couldn't reach that.
they did not erase that. Our God, the Father is still there.
Still there. Wonderful,
Beautiful, beautiful painting.
wonderful. Oh, that's good, thank you.
But I love her connection with St. John
Yes,
from San Francisco.
that's right.
With her, he was one of your teachers, right?
He was our mentor, the main
That's right.
mentor. We could not graduate from high school without passing a first religion class, without getting the best grade,
Yeah,
and then we were blessed with a Bible with his signature. And I still
wonderful.
have it,
Do you still have that Bible?
yes. I showed it to you.
Oh, you did, didn't you? Thank you. Nancy?
My name is Nancy. Actually, my husband, fell in love with Orthodoxy years ago. And we had attended, another church, and I decided this was not for me. And he got me to go to St. Innocent, and I fell in love with that man right there. And brought me into Orthodoxy, and brought our whole family in. And then he talked me into being secretary of the church,
That's right.
and gosh, that, I can't get out of that one.
It's a toughie. Well, everybody appreciates you, Nancy. That's good.
Well, and I go anywhere to hear you. Before, when he said something about he could sit on the stool and do a really long homily, I was almost yelled out, and we would sit and listen as long as you wanted to talk, so we miss you.
Thanks, Nancy, yes.
My name's Joanne, and I'm Greek Orthodox, and
I was wondering, what does Logos mean?
it's a shortened version of Lagonicacus, basically.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
It's, but I guess if you, yeah. I don't know.
So you attend at Resurrection, right?
Yes, I used to be in Oakland, and that's how I first got to meet Father Leo, because he would do Bible studies there. And then, because I moved out to Pleasanton, started going to the Resurrection Church in Castro Valley. And then when I heard Father Leo was in Livermore, I went a few times over there, and was very impressed with his iconography. And I've always loved my icons, and every bedroom of mine has at least 4 to 5 icons in it. And my hallway, and I come from the island of Crete, which I think was the center of the Byzantine iconography. If I'm
Yes,
right.
yeah.
So it's very special to me, and I'm just very excited to be here to learn more and to attend the classes. So
Thank you, thank you.
I'm Charlotte Severin, and I'm an artist. I am not, Orthodox, but I'm Presbyterian. However, we were honored to have Father Leo's art exhibited in our narthex of our church. I'm in charge of art in the narthex, and I was just asking him if perhaps we might have another exhibit sometime. He did have his nativity in the heart of our church near Advent one year, I think, and also at Easter time. But that exhibit was beautiful that we had, and I was pleased to get to know him and to actually visit St. Innocent and see all the beautiful icons that he has created. And from an artistic point of view, I have found them very lovely in both Russia and in Greece. So I thought it would be wonderful to actually make one, but I can't come next Saturday. He tells me he may do another workshop. But I wanted to come tonight to hear and to see your.
I'm not sure whether we'll, just don't know, whether we'll continue the lectures, but the workshops, yes. So if you don't make it this coming Saturday, we'll have another one. I would like to be able to do it once a month, at least. Yes.
I'm Cal Wood. My name's on the hat. I first met Father Leo down at the gym. And first time I met him outside of the gym, I had to say, oh, I hardly recognize you with your clothes on. I was raised in a church which I consider to be doctrinally heretical. I've since become converted to traditional Christianity. I have great respect for Orthodoxy and find that I am very much nurtured when I go to an Orthodox service. The whole thrust is about Jesus Christ,
Yes.
and even more so than in most Protestant churches. I'm a member of Asbury United Methodist Church. I'm a Stephen minister, and when we were visiting in Greece, we visited an icon factory, and I found an icon of Stephen and purchased that. That was the first icon in my home. I've found that icons are a beautiful place for me to meditate, to think about things. Father Leo painted an icon for me. He gave a lecture at a seminar that I was running for a society down at the Silmar. And
I remember that time, that was great.
that
I got a
was
free
really
ride at Silmar, which is high-class camping. And he put me up to it. And I tried something that was impossible, and found out it was really impossible, to paint an icon in a couple of hours for the audience gathered there. So I had to finish it up later on. He put me up to that too.
right.
But Cal is part of, what's the name of your fraternity?
Phi Beta Kappa.
Phi Beta Kappa. They're all smart people from Cal. Yeah, anyhow.
Anyway, I've acquired some other icon since, and I'm really interested in attending the workshop. And although I read that in order to paint icons, one should be Orthodox, I've been assured by Father Leo and also by what it said in the paper that I might come and perhaps learn how myself, even though I'm not Orthodox.
Yeah, we'll let you put the cart before the horse, as long as you get to the horse. And the young lady next to you?
My name is Irina. I came from Ukraine a couple years ago, and that's why my English is not is not good, but I understand very well, but cannot speak well.
How are you speaking?
I baptized when I was born in Ukraine, and but at that time it was very hard to visit church, and I came to church when I was maybe 20 years, and with
And have you met Simeon and Galina?
yes,
Yeah, just
and now I am a parish of Father Philip Church.
good. Thank you. Easy?
Oh, I'm here because my husband made me come.
And I'm here because she made me come. Denise.
We've been looking forward to this for a long time,
Yeah.
and we're so thankful to God that you're here. And when we took the icons off the walls in our apartment, I thought, oh, it's empty, something is leaving. Every time we take one down, it's as if we're taking a family member away. And you are.
Yeah, Simeon.
My name is Semyon. I
Yes.
was born and baptized in Belarusian village, Laurshevo,
Yes.
where was monastery. Our church called the Dermission of Theotokos.
Okay. Yes, yes. And who is the charming lady next to you?
I am this one.
Yeah.
I was born in Belarus too. I was one, maybe, I don't know when I know about different religion. All my life I know about only Orthodox religion. Because I was born, I was baptized. Because around village we don't have any other religion, only Orthodox.
Didn't you go to the same church that Simeon went to?
Yes,
We
baptized.
baptized
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
church, but we go different because
A different water anyway.
because he lives in And I went with my grandma and my ma, different village, different church. We met only 22 years, he was 22 years, I was 19, only met.
Yeah, I've seen photographs in your home of the two of you when you were.
Yeah, because
young
my grandma was very religious. She loved me, and I loved to go to church with her.
Yeah.
She was very proud about me. But then late, it was hard to go to church. It was very hard.
Yeah.
But inside, in the heart, all people believe in God.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
My name is Gwen Aldrich. This is my wife Kathy, and we were just glad to be here to sort of kick off the beginning of Advent. And we attend at Cornerstone and sort of have a Protestant background, but last year we did something which was different for us, which was the spiritual practices of St. Ignatius, which was a sort of a 30-week retreat, and we would go one night each.
St. Ignatius Loyola?
Yes. And
That's
so,
my boss, or used to be.
yeah, we learned a little bit about icons when we were in that class last year. It was very rich time, and I'd like to learn more.
Yeah. What was your name again?
Gwen Aldrich, and this is my wife Kathy.
Kathy.
It's a Welsh name.
All right.
Father Leo,
Yes.
you know, first question.
I read Gospel first time in Old Slavonic language.
Yes. That's mysterious.
Maybe when I
Maybe 10
10, maybe 12.
years.
Wow.
Because his grandmother was very religion.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you.
I don't know.
Yeah, speaking of St. Ignatius and Cornerstone, a couple of months ago or so, the new Catholic bishop in Oakland was consecrated, and he is a Jesuit, and the new pope is a Jesuit. I used to be a Jesuit for 24 years, and they gave up on me, so I started a new direction, the Orthodox. Anyhow, so I painted an icon, original icon, for the bishop, what's his name now? Nice Irish name. Anyhow, I painted an icon of St. Ignatius, which I had done before, so I knew how to do it. So that was nice. You know, Orthodox are supposed to reach out to other people and love them. And so I go to sometimes to Cornerstone. In fact, I just finished the Bible study there on the Old Testament with Rob Dalrymple.
Yes.
It was an excellent class. He's an excellent teacher. So of course I'm always comparing with what do they say with what we say, and why do we say it, and why do they say it, and but it's good to kind of open your mind, stretch your mind, and look for the truth. And when you find the truth, you don't feel threatened by other people.
Yes, that's right.
No. Anyhow, it's working for me. I'm so glad that the two of you could be here. So, greetings to the 6,000 people at Cornerstone. Biggest church in town. In
Feel
fact, if
better
we-
about hearing your recommendation for having gone.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Seraphim.
I'm Seraphim from Oakland, Buchanan, Ohio.
Right.
And
And somebody's, you visited,
I met you in your Bible study at Ascension.
the Bible study at Ascension. And what's the name of that big coliseum you work in?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, I work in the venues of sports. I had to work a concert last
All
night.
right. And whenever I would go, not only to Oakland for the Bible study and be there, but also fairly recently I went about 6 weeks to the Russian style church in Berkeley. and there he was there too. And I was doing my part in English,
Choir.
and the choir was doing their part in Slavonic, and they were going this way and I was going that way.
Oh, we did fun.
It was
They're
fun.
pretty well talent.
Matushka.
So he,
My name is Tatiana Kalibal. I'm from Russia, from far, far away, from Siberia, from Russia.
From Siberia?
Yes.
How far into Siberia?
It's far.
Maybe, yes, it is far. Maybe in the middle. Oh no. From this side, from San Francisco. It's,
But a long way from Irkutsk, huh?
yes. It's
I would love to go to, is it Lake Ball?
Baikal.
Baikal? Baikal, yeah. They say it's tremendously deep and clear, but it gets cold, so I think I'll go in the summer.
I don't know about that.
Anyhow, and who is the very fine-looking bearded gentleman next to you?
Oh, he's my
Father.
So, yeah, I'm Father Philip from Christ the Saviour, Orthodox Church on 12th and Anta. And I'm from England. I was born in Germany, that's irrelevant, but I was raised on the Isle of Jersey, which is off the coast of France. My dad is a retired Anglican priest, so I was raised in Anglican. And I joined the Orthodox Church 25 years ago, I guess around the same time as you,
Yes.
in London, in the Russian Orthodox Church. I went to live in Russia for 3 years. I met my beautiful wife, Tatiana. We got married, came back to England, and raised a family of 4 kids. And they're all with us
That's a good
here.
start.
What's that?
That's a good start.
That's a good start. So that's us, really. And we've just been here for about 3 months, so just starting out, 4 months. I'm very happy to be here in the Bay Area, and
That's good.
thank you.
And welcome. Thank you for coming all the way from San Francisco. Appreciate it. Have I missed somebody? Oh, there's a gentleman way in the back in the corner.
It's okay.
I'm going to mention one thing about him. I met him about 40 years ago.
In Berkeley days, your Berkeley.
When I lived in Berkeley, and you were in Oakland, and it was a good-sized Protestant church, and he was frequently leading the singing, and I was just making noises with him, and met him there about 40 years ago, and knew him for a few years, I guess, there, and then he disappeared, and I disappeared, and about 30 years later, he called me up, and he said, I just found out from Father
Stefan, San Anselmo.
that you are Orthodox
San
now.
Nicholas.
And he says, I'm Orthodox too. And we both, wound up in the same sort of glorious box, gold-plated box, after all those years. And then he moved closer, and we've been associated ever since. And now I'll let you take on from there. You can make a rebuttal if you like.
Yes, thanks, Father. No, just the last 12 years, my wife and I and daughter, we've been in the Philippines, and we have a small mission there. And we're there a good part of every year, but our prayer request is that this coming year that we can be there permanently. We love the children and the youth, and we just love to help in any way we can.
Thank you, David. Did I get everybody? I think so. We should really move along. Let's start with the first